Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Kyle here. Now today it is Saturday morning and we're going to be going into Expo. And so I'm going to take you guys inside. We're going to go see some products that are home products that I think are really interesting, talk to some vendors and see what is happening. So let's go on inside. Now friends, I flew out from Canada for the Specialty Coffee Expo and I was there for only 6 hours. It was very hectic and I was running around getting as much footage as I could for this video so that you could experience Specialty Coffee Expo like so many others get to. The Specialty Coffee Expo is an event that happens annually and highlights so many attributes of the industry for both the home barista, but more importantly, the coffee professional. There's also competitions that happen. It was my first Specialty Coffee Expo since the pandemic, and I was really excited to be there and just witness so many of you experiencing coffee. And thank you if you came up and shook my hand and said hello. It was so nice meeting so many of you, and hope to see you guys again soon. All right, so we're here at Fellow. And so we have a brand new product from Fellow that hasn't been filmed at this point. Would you call it a world premiere?
A world premiere.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna let Nick talk about this and introduce himself, and then we'll talk about this product.
Cool. Hey, my name's Nick. I'm Fellow's VP of R&D, so I'm pretty much responsible for being the coffee engineer. So I have a deep background in mechanical engineering, also a Q grader, so it's basically my job to make sure everything Fellow produces meets the engineering requirements and coffee requirements. So super stoked to tell everyone about Talley today, our new coffee scale. So I don't know if you want to come on over, we'll just do a really super quick demo. So we're just going to pretend that, say, like this is a dripper. Sure. Put it on. You go ahead and you tear it. We're going to pretend that this is our coffee. And it's like, oh, we have 37.3 grams of coffee. We need 596 grams of water. You can dynamically change the brew ratio. Say you want to do a 1:18 brew. You press go, and now you take your kettle. As soon as the first drop of water hits the scale, it starts to run the timer. And as you keep pouring water, whatever pour pattern you want, whatever pulses you want, when you hit the right target, the pill will invert and let you know to stop pouring water.
Very cool.
So this is super, super cool. I think it's going to make it really easy to brew, pour over coffee at home.
Yeah.
It's going to be really easy to train baristas.
Yeah.
So really, really stoked on that. And if you're not the type of person who wants to get into this type of mode and you're a aficionado, we have a standard timer mode. We also have standard weight modes, water resistant, top comes off, super easy to clean, beautiful glass, OLED dent front display, matches our design language across every product. So really, really stoked to be launching this. Comes out on June 5th. And reception has been amazing here, so just super excited.
So I got
Andrew at Flair.
All right, Andrew, let us know what is this unit here and what's happening.
So this is our newest. This is our under $100, $99 Neo Flex. And it's designed to give people the opportunity to brew either pressurized or non-pressurized, because everybody's not always clear as to whether they have a grinder that's espresso capable or not. So they'll be able to figure that out on their own. They could try this first, and if that doesn't work and they're not being able to get the pressure they need, they can toss on the red one and go from there. So it's under $100, gives them all they need to make good espresso. It comes with your funnel and your tamper and your dosing cup. Put your coffee in here. There is a dispersion screen that goes on top that disappeared. Oh, there it is. On top like that. After you put the coffee in, slide this on, and it works just like our other products. So then you just fill the hot water there, you slide on the piston, and you pull your shot. So the original Neo has the all aluminum frame, like our Classic and our Pro, and this one is polycarbonate, and so it's plastic, it's really light, it's easy, it pops off, and so because of that, you're able to travel, maybe throw it in your bag, be a bit more portable that way. It's also allowed us to get it under $100, and that was kind of like the key there for a lot of people that starting their journey, you just kind of want to mix it up. They do a lot of pour over, they want to try espresso. This is a good starting point. And like I said, we have the 2 different portafilters that you get, so you have your options to see what you want to brew with.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew. All right, so we are here at Weber Workshops, and I'm here with my friend Doug. And so Doug, you have a brand new product here, and Weber has been known to be a premium brand in coffee and producing beautiful stuff. So why don't you show me what you've got, what you guys are revealing here at Expo, and talk about the why.
Okay, so this is our newest one. It's the Moonraker. You may have seen it because there's a bunch of videos going around online right now. It's basically our answer to the WDT tool. We've seen a lot of things on the market in the past years, and we've known that WDT is a very good thing, but it can also be bad if you don't do it correctly. And we had issues with all the sort of existing stuff because when you have a bunch of needles spinning on a circular path, you get a bunch of circular trenches, and you're not actually homogenizing and doing the stuff that you want to do. but if you're manually manipulating it, and I've seen you do it, in videos and stuff where you're doing the suns and the moons and all the stuff, it's like there's an art to it. And the same way that, a person can be really good at math, but they'll never be as good as a calculator, this is like taking like those calculated motions, and we basically perfected them, and they're allowing the machine to do it for you.
So would this be for the home brewer, the cafe, both? What was your intention when you designed this?
Our intention for this was to make something that actually takes the guesswork out of doing WDT, because we know that it does good. And we know that to do it good and repeatably, you have to basically really think about it. And I know it looks very simple, and the concept of planetary gears and spirographic movement, that part isn't the most novel part about it, but the implementation is very difficult. We went through many iterations. There's a ton of sort of back-end work that goes into the simulation, and then the testing and the R&D and the trial and error and going back and forth. And so this is our answer to the perfected movement. So as you spin, you're basically never crossing the same path twice. And that's the sort of big aspect of it. And that's the basis of our patent filings on it as well, is doing that. We're very mindful that these things, the needles, by nature are fragile, and so we designed everything so that you can pop them out just cool. By plucking it kind of like a hair, and we have a little glass full of 20 spares when you get it, and they just pop back in with magnets. We tend to do that a lot with our stuff.
Yeah, very nice.
And a little cubby to hold it on. We're thinking this is as much for the bar as is for anywhere else. Morgan's on stage using this in comp right now, so
very nice.
So we can go there, we can go in a cafe. I've got a couple of cafe owners here, who've been on bar using it, and they're just wow, this is gonna change it for the cafe. So we've got two models. We've got a standard and an ultra. The standard, basically the only difference between the two, the movement is the same. The standard has a polymer gear, so it's basically an injection molded version of the gears. They're both two different watch movements, but this is the one that's injection molded. But then for the people, because there's really a lot of mechanical watch inspiration and other stuff to it, we kind of went full bore and did the same thing, but all in machine brass. So it's a joy to hold and use, and it's fun, and we enjoy the process as much as the result. And this is just taking it to the next level. Pricing, these are $275 and $475. They were both available for. We have a bunch of immediate shipment of these that have sold out and they're already kind of moving. These are all on pre-order, and we'll start shipping them in July. And we're just working to ramp this up and hopefully have all the supply constraints removed in the next few months.
Cool.
Yeah. My name is Carlos, and I am the owner of Meticulous Home. And what we created here is the first robotic lever espresso machine. That's what we're calling it. And for people who don't know, the way a lever espresso machine works is you generate pressure with a piston and a plunger instead of steam pressure. The way this works is that instead of doing that manually with a lever, we have a very strong motor in the back, and we are controlling everything with software using 10 integrated sensors and an integrated scale under the drip pack. So what this is able to do is do whatever you would be doing manually, and instead of reading what you would do the resistance and the color, it's reading pressure, flow, output weight, and temperature, and using all of those variables to control the brewing very, very precisely. So that's the very 1 minute version of what this machine does.
So we're here now at Mixcool, which is a newer company, and they've got some interesting new products, including this cool looking grinder right here. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and introduce this product here.
Sure. So I'm Dan from Mixcool. This is called Aries. And so I will go through some main features about it. So this is our dosing cup. We will get back to this later, but I wanna show you our main feature here. So our main feature is about our quick release mechanism design. You can take off the burr very easily. So all you have to do is to put your palm underneath the burr base and give it a rotate. And now you can see the burr comes out very easily and very fast.
And what burr are we talking about here?
Okay, so this is an 83 millimeter conical burr with titanium coating. And we actually designed and produced the burr with our burr factory.
So this is not a Mazda burr?
No, it's not a Mazda burr, sorry. After you take it off, it's very easy to clean it and do whatever you want with the burr. And later you can put it back. After cleaning, just put it right back and you're good to go. And also, another feature about the Aries is you don't have to do any recalibration after the cleaning. So because we designed a lock here. So once it's locked, this thing is not able to move. And also we have on the scale of 1 to 10. So for 1, you can do like as fine as Turkish, or even finer like 6 to 9 for like filter or pour over coffee, and even French press. So it's basically you can do everything with the grinder.
Okay. I also see a dial on the side here. So this is variable RPM.
Yes, it's 90 RPM to 150 RPM.
Awesome.
This is our dosing cup. So we are working on to improve it, like more user-friendly. So this one is just prototype. Later, we will do some special service and when we're entering mass production.
Sure.
But basically, it's magnetic, so you can just do it. It goes right on.
Nice, very nice. Okay, we're here at Acaia, and we've got some interesting products. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell me what we've got here?
So hi, I'm Chris. I'm the international sales manager of Arcaya. So I'm going to show you how the Iron Bean, our best new product winner, works here.
Awesome, sweet. So it's just over here.
Yeah. So this is the Iron Bean and Ironizer, which is cancels out the static boot during coffee grinding. So I'm going to show you how it works. And now without the ionizer, you can see like the static build up. Yeah, coffee shops flying everywhere.
So that was without the ionizer.
Yeah, without the ionizer, you can see like static build up.
Now we're gonna try it with the ionizer.
Yes, yeah. So we place it close to the chute. And you can see like the coffee shops are not flying that much, and it's like it narrows down very concentrated to the center, and it's like much fluffier.
And so how does this work?
So it gives out negative charge ions to neutralize the positive charge static from the coffee grounds. Yeah, right.
Amazing. So how much is this gonna cost?
It's $150, and it's available on Acaia website right now.
Amazing. And this is not exclusive only to the Orbit.
No, it works with any grinder.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. As long as you can obviously see that stream of coffee coming from the ground.
That's correct.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, this expo has been great, but quite honestly, it was only possible because it was brought to you by the sponsor, which is Third Wave Water. Now, Third Wave Water is a water supplement, and they add water minerals to your demineralized water to be able to make coffee taste even better than it was before. For example, we have the classic profile if you want filter coffee, or the espresso profile if you want to use it in an espresso machine, and they even have new profiles like their dark roast profile and even a cold brew profile. If you want to check it out, use the link down in the description below. You can get a discount. They track that as well, so you'll help out this channel. Go check them out, and thank you Third Wave Water so much for sponsoring this video. Okay, we are here now at the Next Level booth, and I am here with Jonathan Gagne. Now, Jonathan is an astrophysicist and has done incredible things for the coffee community. He has his own book, but I won't take any more time talking. I'll pass this over to you, Jonathan, and why don't you tell us, what do we have here? What has been your influence on this product and why you're excited about it?
Yeah, cool. So this is the Pulsar dripper by the Next Level company. So I kind of teamed up with them to bring to life some modifications I wanted to see to the drippers that they had, which is already really great, which is this level 10. So this has like a barrel that sits on the structure and allows you to squeeze a filter between the structure and the barrel, so you get no possible bypass of water around the coffee, which I'm a big fan of. And you have this shower screen, which allows you to get very even dispersion of water on the bed of coffee. And what I wanted is something similar but narrower, like to get a thick bed of coffee with only something like 20 grams of coffee. And I also wanted a valve to run a lot of experiments. One of which is steeping the bloom. So, you know, we bloom the coffee when we brew to let water really saturate the whole bed. And I wanted to steep the water without flow to be able to use something like a WDT tool, for example, to really mix it well while it's full of water, and then be able to pull a 10 seconds bloom or a 1 minute bloom or a 3 minutes bloom while having all of the water. And then you open the valve and then you pour more water and do a regular pour over. And the other thing that I really like doing when I'm in a hurry or want a different flavor profile is just a long immersion, which I used to do with the AeroPress, but then you have to press with quite a lot of pressure. And I've always wanted to have just gravity get it to drip out. So I've done all kind of modifications to existing drippers to try this out, but then we can finally do this super easily with this dripper. So you put water, coffee, more water, you stir, you let it there for like 10 to 15 minutes if you want to, and then you crack it open, and it just flows. And it's like a cupping when you cup coffee that has steeped for a very long time, but it's more filtered because the coffee bed filters itself, and when gravity allows the water to pass through. So you get like more high clarity brew with the cupping profile. So I really like how versatile this is, and even this morning we've tried like comparing different bloom times with it, and it's incredible the difference that it creates. Like if you bloom for 15 seconds, it's more like a V60. If you bloom for like a minute or a minute and a half, you get more juiciness and more sweetness instead of the more aromatics focused cup. So it's super interesting. And then we also tried 3 minutes and more, and we didn't like it at all with the coffee that we tried. So it's just like exploring new stuff. Yeah.
Cool. That's amazing, Jonathan. This is really exciting, and you've influenced me a lot in terms I've competed in AeroPress and your AeroPress recipe, and so that really intrigues me about this. So I guess my last question, you've already kind of covered this, but just to clarify for those watching, what would be the biggest difference between the Pulsar and the traditional next level brewer?
Okay, so I think if you want to brew a smaller dose with a thicker bed of coffee, which will change the flavor profile in a way that's a bit hard to describe, you can benefit from the smaller diameter. And if you want to steep the bloom and experiment, or if you want to do just a regular long steep, those are things that you need the valve for. Okay. Otherwise, what I've preferred to do with the level 10 is to use something like 25 grams for the dose and do just a regular type of pour over with maybe 30-40 seconds blooming. But obviously you don't steep the bloom because there's no valve. And that's how I've liked using this. So if you want to move to like smaller doses or experiment more, I think that's where the Pulsar will shine.
Wonderful. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jonathan. And this is the next level Pulsar. Okay, we're now here at Ratio, and Ratio just released this brand new product here at Expo. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself and explain what is happening here.
Hey, so I'm Jake. I work for Ratio. This is the Ratio 4. So it's a small batch brewer, kind of perfect for the cafe setting. Maybe have a couple of featured single origin coffees on the countertop, brew instead of a larger batch brewer, something beautiful to look at, conversation piece, open up the room for conversation with the barista for your coffees. You have a small basket Ratio makes to pour, connect into the rails here. That pours down into a hand-blown borosilicate glass carafe. Sorry if the angle here. It's going to come with a smoked hand-blown borosilicate glass. You have the option of either direct plumb in the back here, or not shown here, but still working on the prototype. There's a water tank that's going to be external, that's set off to the side with a braided line connected. You can have about 20 ounces, so it's about half of what we normally would brew out for the coffee for a Ratio 6 or Ratio 8, what's in the former lineup. And yeah, it's a great little batch brewer. We're really excited for it. You also have the option of working with an app we're developing to control the water flow, the time it takes to go through a brew, the temperature of the water. So you have kind of full control of those variables that are becoming more important to people brewing coffee.
Well, that was SCA Expo in Portland 2023. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with somebody. If you thought something was interesting, tell a friend. Be sure to hit that like button down below. It really helps more than you can imagine. Subscribe for more videos like this one. We will see you guys all in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.